Well, let's hope the 43rd is a good one here in Knoxville. Thank you, PB. I didn't even know that. Going to be a great day of football here in Knoxville. Neyland Stadium, one of the best settings you will find in the NCAA. Two teams certainly trying to find an identity coming off losses last week. Dave Neal alongside the coach, Derek Mason. Taylor Davis down on the field. We'll join her in a moment. But, Coach, obviously it's been a tough week for Tennessee trying to get it right, whatever that is. From a coach's perspective, you've kind of been there. How do you get your team, I guess, back on the tracks?
The emphasis is on not beating yourself. The opportunity to come into this week, clean up the penalties, clean up the tackling, clean up the timing on offense. The consistency from play to play, or what Coach Heupel calls the reset mindset, that's what these guys have to do. And if they can simplify their focus, they'll be able to amplify in both the athleticism and production in this ball game.
Yeah, Coach Heupel telling us this week in our meetings that they're close. I mean, it's not a major overhaul. It's a few things they need to clean up. One of those certainly is those penalties, pre-snap penalties that get you into 1st and 15 and make life tough for that guy, Joe Milton III. So we will see how that plays out early, because UTSA won the toss. They defer, so the Volunteers will get the football first. UTSA has certainly had a great run under their coach, Jeff Traylor. Back-to-back Conference USA championships. They are now in the AAC, and they are banged up as well. We'll tell you that story as this one unfolds, but certainly a really rising program in college football on the field today at Neyland Stadium. This one will be taken out by D. Williams. He was 5 yards deep. A couple of blocks out to the 20-yard line, and that'll give us an opportunity to get more on Joe Milton from Taylor Davis down on the field.
Yeah, guys, Coach Heupel made it implicitly clear to us this week, Joe Milton is our starting quarterback. And when I talked to Joe this week, he said that loss last weekend definitely made an impact, and he operated a little differently this week. He actually started a group chat with the scout team defense, encouraging them to make practice harder on this offense this week. He also spent ample time with his receivers working on rhythm and timing. We all know the physical abilities of Joe Milton. The next step for him is that leadership, and it's an area he really took initiative in this week.
Well, we'll see how all that kind of plays out this afternoon. Joe Milton making his 8th start as a Tennessee quarterback, 5-2 in those starts. It is his 13th start overall when you factor in Michigan, and he is 7-5 in those starts. Milton keeps it. First play. How about Joe Milton? He's at midfield. It's a foot race down the near side. Can anybody catch him? He's to the 10. It's a touchdown, Tennessee. 81 yards. Well, that'll get your day started on the right note. 81 yards from Joe Milton, the guy they were saying, we got to run him a little bit, man. We got to get him out. Try to, well, how about design a play for him?
Hey, look, they get him on the zone read, and he just lays on the jets and goes 81 for a touchdown. What a run.
Superior athlete for sure. Charles Campbell with the point after, and it is 7-0. 20 seconds into this one.
Play design is flawless. The end crashes down. He's able to get on the perimeter, and now it's just a foot race between him and the corners and the safeties. And you talk about a 6'5" man running real fast. That's what it looks like. Unbelievable run by Joe Milton. Great start for the Tennessee Volunteers.
You hit it on the head. It's hard until you go down there, and like we were down on the field before the game, and I hadn't seen Joe since last year, and you just forget. He's 6'5", 235 pounds, and just outran a secondary for UTSA.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like a water buffalo, you know, outrunning wolves. It happens, and that's exactly what it looked like. Impressive.
Good start for Tennessee for sure. Joe Milton. He came into this one with 17 carries for minus 46, or for 46 yards and 3 touchdowns. This kick will sail into the end zone. So now the Roadrunners got to shake that one off and get their offense back together. And It is time to see Eddie Lee Marburger, the redshirt sophomore out of McAllen, Texas. Frank Harris, their longtime starter, the guy that has been so dynamic for the past few years for the Roadrunners, out with turf toe again. Kind of felt that way talking to the coaches this week, that Frank just wasn't going to be able to get there. So they're going with Eddie Lee once again. But hey, he had a really good game in that loss to Army, kind of overshadowed by that defeat. Went 17 of 25 for 239, 3 TDs and no picks.
Yeah, but this style of offense will be adjusted just a little bit. I mean, there are multiple offense, run heavy with the RPOs, but it's suited for him this week. It's tailor-made. We'll see what it looks like.
Ivorian Barnes with that first carry, and he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Bryson Easton makes the tackle. Bryson in there. Omar Norman Lott going to miss the first half of this game as he was suspended for the events that transpired at the end of that Florida game. So right out of the gate, Easton making a play. They'll go empty set here. Quick slant pass caught over the middle to the 33-yard line. That'll be a nice catch by Josh Cephas, who now has 25 receptions on the season.
They're operating their offense with a little bit of tempo. Now, he said that they would change tempo, okay, and run some check with me at the line of scrimmage. So when the quarterback does have the option to look to the sideline and get him in the right play.
3rd down and 2. The Roadrunners on 3rd down this year at 45.5%. That was 3rd in the AAC, top 50 in the FBS. And a flag comes out. Some movement at the line of scrimmage, perhaps. And it will go against UTSA.
False start. Offense, number 19. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
That's a wide receiver, Willie McCoy.
You know, that's unfortunate. I know Willie McCoy has been getting more playing time as we've gone through. This crowd's pretty loud. When you get an active crowd, sometimes young players are just working through nerves. So we'll see how that transpires as we get through the ball game.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 7. They'll keep Barnes in the backfield alongside Marburger. That one is incomplete. Trying to hit Ogle Kellogg, covered there by Gabe Judy Lolly, and it'll be 4th down.
Great coverage by Gabe Judy Lolly. In his face, pressing him at the line of scrimmage, no air, no room for that ball to be completed.
So UTSA will punt it away. Lucas Dean, his 5th season punting at UTSA, career average 44. He's been really good. Had a long against 76-yarder against Texas Southern last year. This one not so long. It's a short line drive kick fielded by D. Williams, and he'll be dropped at the 38-yard line. So the second possession for Tennessee coming up. The first one didn't last very long. That's because Joe Milton went 81 yards. Heading back to Knoxville right after this. Tennessee leading 7-0 early first quarter football. You see what Joe Milton III has done in terms of rushing. 46 yards in the first 3 games, 81 yards on the first play of this game. He'll throw it here, though. Pass caught on the outside, and that'll go to McAllen Castles, the tight end, and he'll get it out over the 40 to the 43-yard line. And interesting, you know, talking yesterday at length with this Tennessee staff. They're talking about Joe Milton and how he's a pocket passer. They need to get him out. He's too good of an athlete, because you see throws like that quick on time. But very first play of the game, I guess trying to get him in the mindset that, hey, you can run, son.
Well, and they proved that fact. So as we look at it, it showed up, and now what they have to do is just come out, let him get in rhythm, and that's what they're doing right now.
That pass is caught there by Brew McCoy. That's a 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and a yard. Tennessee going full-on tempo here. Crowd making some noise. They didn't think that there should have been a stoppage to allow UTSA to substitute. Quick hitter to the outside again. And that'll be a Tennessee first down as Squirrel White makes that reception. Squirrel on the year now with 14 catches. That one picks up 11. Big hole off the left side, closed in a hurry though, but to the 25-yard line. That'll be a carry by Jalen Wright, gain of 4.
Well, what we see quickly as Tennessee lines up, man, they're going sideline to sideline. It's the horizontal quick spits on the perimeter or quick screens and making them play sideline to sideline. 11 on 11.
Late substitution by UTSA. Tennessee gets the snap off in a hurry. They go to Jalen Wright there for the reception. He picks up 11 more yards. That's his 10th pass.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 12 players on the field at the snap. The penalty is declined. Results of the play is a first down for Tennessee.
Coach Lopez the defensive coordinator for UTSA is looking to get his defense settled down. Right now it's going fast. I mean, they're trying to get guys on and off the field. Tennessee has not substituted.
Yeah, just left. The DC was talking to us that they get to practice against this. UTSA's offense is an up-tempo offense.
It's nothing new.
Milton stands in there, lofts it a little too high. He was trying to hit Castles. Again, the tight end slipping over the middle. And that's incomplete. Rashad Wisdom back there in coverage. Boy, the Roadrunners will roll a lot of dudes in at the front. They play a 3-man front, and they play 9 guys.
They played 9 guys up front, but they played 30 guys in the last 2 weeks.
That handoff goes to Wright. Get it to the 10-yard line.
And that's really an area for UTSA where they felt pretty good about their depth is in the defensive front, their ability to fight this Tennessee offense and work to control the line of scrimmage. So that matchup will be key as this day unfolds.
Jalen Wright coming off the field. Looks like he has some equipment issues. Helmet off. And that'll put Dylan Sampson in the game at running back. The sophomore out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, will stand to the right side of Joe Milton. They will hand it off to Sampson. That'll be a touchdown. 10 yards for Dylan Sampson. Trey Moore had a shot at him, but couldn't hold on and put another 6 on the board for the Big Orange. Boy, that was a Tennessee drive right there.
It was a Tennessee drive. I mean, it's their offense. Quick spits, inside zone, and they finish it with a gap scheme run. They run power, and those guards come around. It comes downhill, touchdown.
Charles Campbell. He will split the uprights. So Dylan Sampson, the young man, gets a break when Jalen Wright has to leave the game for an equipment adjustment. All he does is take his first carry into the end zone. 14-0 Tennessee. All smiles so far this afternoon here at Neyland Stadium as the Vols, 2 quick strikes. They lead it 14-0 and still over 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Dave Neal alongside the coach, Derek Mason, and well, you couldn't have drawn this up any better if you were Josh Heupel.
Well, it's good football. It's good for the Volunteers. The Volunteers came out with great energy. You see, and they're able to put up points early on the Joe Milton run. And then they come back, and that offense was just surgical.
Yeah.
Okay, they spit it out in space. They were able to run in the ball inside, and it was just complimentary football, like for them in terms of what they want to do with tempo, pace, and physicality up front.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to continue to see how that unfolds today. Keep it as clean as it has been. Those issues with some holding calls, some offsides calls, need to clean all that up. We'll see a lot of football left. Again, it's just over 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and you're talking about a pretty good offensive team in UTSA. So we'll see 9 plays, 62 yards. A drive that culminated just under 3 minutes with that touchdown run from Dylan Sampson. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, so the Vols will kick it away again. Derbyville booms this one through the back of the end zone. So now this offense, without some of your stars offensively, have to find a way to move the football. Again, no Frank Harris, the senior quarterback, now in his 7th season, out with turf toe. He has been their leader. I mean, up until a couple of weeks ago, he had started 36 consecutive games for the Roadrunners. They're also without J.T. Clark, their super talented wide receiver, the senior, still bothered by a knee injury, an NFL talent. And Coach Traylor says, you know what, I mean, we're piecing this together. We're going in here to try to win this game, but we're also aware that our conference slate starts after a bye week next week. That's when the AAC play begins with them. So that factors into some of these decisions for him.
Coach Traylor talked about that in pregame. I went out and had a chance to talk to him, and you know, his voice, you could tell in his voice, it was about getting through this game. I mean, he's short on ammunition, but his football team came here to play a game, and that's exactly what they planned on doing.
Rocco Griffin in at running back, former Vanderbilt Commodore. Josh Cephas with that catch, and he is hit immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Meta lost a half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 11 now.
Behind the chains is what you don't want to do against this fierce front 7. Okay, they can get after you. When you talk about the backers, they're sideline to sideline. They can rush it with 4. Let's see what happens with this front 4.
Go to the outside. There is a flag down and nowhere to run. That one loses 3 more yards. Dominic Bailey, one of the first orange jerseys on the spot for Tennessee.
The illegal formation offense. More than 4 players lined up in the backfield. The penalty is declined. Results of the play is 4th down.
So far, it looks like Tennessee able to wrap up and keep the Roadrunners at bay. An issue yesterday or last weekend against Florida, tackling, keeping guys on the ground.
Well, we talked about it in the opening. It's pursuit to the ball. The best tackling teams are the best pursuit teams.
So another look at Lucas Dean. He will punt it away. D. Williams. This one's partially blocked. D won't have a chance to field this one. Boy, what is Tennessee doing? They touched it. This may be UTSA football.
Unfortunate mistake, UTSA ball.
They are discussing it right now with our referee, Jason Autry, but it appeared UTSA came up with the football.
They did. They did, and that's what they've called. They've called UTSA football.
It looked like Jordan Thomas blocked.
Really on the field as the punt was beyond the line of scrimmage and first touched by the receiving team. It was then recovered by the kicking team. That's 1st down UTSA.
Boy, a major faux pas there by the Tennessee unit.
You cover these rules in your special teams meetings on Thursday and Friday, and this is just a faux pas. A mistake of going after a ball when all you had to do was just let it roll out.
Roadrunners try to run it off the right side. Nothing there. Another loss of a yard. UTSA having a tough time just getting some positive yardage right now on their first, now this being their 3rd possession.
It's hard to run against this front 7. They're good up front. When you look at Roman Harrison, Amari Thomas, Omar Norman Lott, and Tyler Barron, they play. Those backers behind them, Heron and Beasley, they get downhill.
They'll shift 2 tight ends to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Marburg looking to throw, has no time. Dumps it off underneath. Pass is caught for about 1.5 yards, and that one goes to Barnes, the tailback.
You see Eddie Lee up front under a lot of duress. Tyler Barron continues to be a chaos player out there with 2 pressures early in this ball game.
Yeah, Barron with 3 sacks on the year, tied for 2nd in the conference. Boy, this defensive front licking their chops right now. It is 3rd down and 9.
UTSA is 0 for 2 on 3rd down.
It looks like we have an injured Tennessee player in the right at the top of that T. That is Tyler Barron, the young man who just made the play a minute ago. A couple of pressures today for Tyler, the senior from right here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Definitely not what the Tennessee Volunteers want to see early. He's their best pass rusher, and for this team, man, he's a consummate leader. When you talk to the defensive staff and Tim Banks, and he looks fine, but when you talk to Tim Banks says his energy is contagious.
So 7:27 to go here in the opening quarter. And so far, UTSA has faced nothing but third down and long. And they have another one here. Eddie Lee Marburger, their redshirt sophomore, a former three-star player out of Texas, was a first-team All-State quarterback.
Look for Tennessee to bring pressure here.
They will rush for, drop a linebacker. Pass is caught, and that one will be shy of the line to gain. They went to Willie McCoy. Dave Judy Lally was hanging on. The ball will be spotted at the 46. So now you're looking at 4th and maybe a yard and a half, and they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Well, it's across the 50-yard line, and teams like UTSA have the mentality, if they're in plus territory, 4th down is possible. They've got the ball across the 50. It's in decent field position. Let's see how they operate.
They are 5 out of 7 on 4th down opportunities this year. Empty set, Marburger. Pass caught there by the tailback, Kevorian Barnes, and he'll have the first down. They'll spot him near the 40-yard line, so this drive will stay alive.
They're able to go 4-by-1. They get it out to their biggest asset as a run-after-catch guy, and Kevorian does a good job of getting his shoulders downhill for the first down.
That one is out of reach of everybody. Trying to hit Cephas over there on that far sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
With the zone concept being played outside over there, that was a small window for the quarterback to fit the football. So he missed wide and missed long, avoiding a possible interception.
Two backs in the game. Marburger near sideline. Again, overthrows his intended target. This time it's Willie McCoy. Those have been his, Cephas and McCoy have been his 2 prime targets here.
Look at the shot here on Eddie Lee. I mean, they're getting pressure on the quarterback almost ad nauseum. So those shots add up as this game goes on. But great job by Kamal Haddon outside in the one-on-one coverage.
And good to see Tyler Barron back on the field. I guess Marburger would have a different opinion about that. They'll run it. They'll go with Robert Henry, and he will power his way down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 14, and the chains will move again for the Roadrunners.
This offense, again, is predicated on the run. It gets downhill. Robert Henry is physical at the point of contact, and he just keeps his feet moving. All of these backs have great lower body strength. They run through contact. Great run for a first down.
2 tight end look for UTSA. Again, handoff goes to Robert Henry. He will take Arian Carter with him for a little bit of a ride down to the 21-yard line. A 5-yard pickup. UTSA find a little bit of rhythm on this drive.
It looks like it. I mean, they look comfortable. They're finding a way to rhythmically move down the field, low run, low pass, as this Tennessee Volunteers defense on his heels just a little bit.
Marburger, boy, running and throwing, and had a receiver over there as Oscar Cardenas was there, the 5th-year senior out of San Antonio. Boy, he's a big dude, 6'4", 285, but they really like what he can do at that tight end spot.
It's the pressure up front. When you look at how fast they're getting in the backfield, he's not having an opportunity to get his eyes around to even find his targets. The pressure is relentless right now.
3rd down and 5.
UTSA 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions.
This offense averaged 37 points a game last year, top 15 in the country. And they'll call a timeout.
UTSA has called their first charge timeout of the half.
They looked a little confused there. When you looked at them, they lined up in unbalanced, and you can see Coach Traylor didn't like the look he was getting, so he eventually just called timeout.
Well, tonight, the SEC football final crew will take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the games. 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Central after Mississippi State, South Carolina, right here on the SEC Network. And, of course, you can always find it on the ESPN app. Watch Texas A&M and Auburn earlier today, and Max Johnson in relief. Did a nice job for Texas A&M, led them to a victory over the Tigers, who just don't have a passing game right now.
They struggled today. When you looked at the numbers, I mean, it was been tough on their pass game, and when you can't protect the quarterback, it makes for a long day because they load the box, and now it becomes one of those games where you're trying to play from behind the chains, but it's extremely tough to do that in the SEC.
Connor Wigman had been playing so well for A&M. Anxious to see what the prognosis is for him, but as you and I have talked about, you better have 2 quarterbacks in this day and age, and luckily for A&M, they've got Max Johnson.
You got to have 2 quarterbacks. Watching Max in part of that game prior to when we came on air, man, he was flawless. When you looked at his ability to throw the deep ball, but he found the intermediate throws. There was a lot of balance in Texas A&M offense, even with the loss of Wigman, and that bodes well for the Texas A&M Aggies.
Well, timeout as UTSA trying to figure out how to handle this 3rd and 5 situation. They already went for it on 4th down and converted on this drive. And, of course, this drive started when Tennessee blocked a punt, but it went past the line of scrimmage, and one of the Vols tried to pick it up and mishandled it, and UTSA fell on it around midfield and kept that drive alive. And there's a good look at Jeff Traylor, who's now in his 4th year at UTSA, and what a job he's done. Well, he's lit that city on fire with Roadrunner football. They've had crowds close to 50,000 watching this team play. They have gone 31-12, 20-3 the last 2 years in Conference USA play, or last 3 years, I should say, in Conference USA play with back-to-back championships. I mean, what a program he has developed.
He's built it, and he's talked about the triangle of toughness, the idea of playing great on defense, building this thing with being able to run the football, which is what they hang their hat on, and then being able to be great in special teams. And when you can do that, you set your team up for success. He understands where they need to go after this game in terms of conference play, but he'd like to see his football team show up and play extremely well in this ball game today.
Well, fell behind early. First play of the game, Joe Milton goes 81 yards on a touchdown run, designed run play.
You look at them right here, Dave, and they're 1 of 4 on 4th downs, or 3rd downs, excuse me. But when you look at the field position, interesting decision here. Do you try to go for a shot at the end zone, knowing that you have 3 points in the bag in terms of being able to kick a field goal? Let's see if UTSA takes a shot.
They'll line up out of that pistol formation. Handoff. That one goes to Robert Henry, and they'll get it down to the 19, maybe 18.5-yard line. So they're going to be
4 down territory.
3 yards away. He gets a couple of yards on that carry. Henry, the junior, out of Lumberton High School in Mississippi by way of Jones Community College. And it's 4th down again.
They don't even blink. Offense stays on the field. They line up in a bunch formation, probably looking to catch Tennessee in zone.
Cardenas, the tight end in motion. They'll come this way with it. Marburger going toward the end zone. High throw, incomplete. Trying to hit Houston Thomas, the other tight end in the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Fortunately for Tennessee, Eddie Lee misses here. They're in cover 2. The receiver broke open early. Eddie Lee saw it late. And Arion Carter does a good job of getting to the spot in terms of the underneath zone to be able to contest that throw.
Still looking at that offensive line for Tennessee right now. I know the folks in this part of the country waiting for the return of Cooper Mays, the senior center at a Knoxville Catholic who's been out after a medical procedure, and he has been a game-time decision. I thought we might see him today at some point. Here's Brew McCoy with that reception.
It's good to see them get Brew and the rest of this receiving core going early. Brew is a big target. Great catch radius, good run after catch.
Saw Ollie Lane there, the center filling in for Cooper Mays. Well, big collision on that near sideline. Pass is caught there by Jacob Warren. Jacob going 253, ran right in to that defensive back, Kelechi Wachuku, who goes 205. Little blitz from UTSA. Milton saw it, felt it, turns the corner and gets it to the 42-yard line, and he'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down, but an 8-yard pickup. Pig Cage making the tackle. And an injured Roadrunner down around the 40-yard line. Hey, while we got a second, let's get it to the studio. First visit with Dari Noka. Hey, Dari.
Playing the role of Dari Noka is Peter Burns still. How about this? A boat racing ensuing up in Autzen, 21-0. The Ducks looking like prime time. And how about this? Bama down 7-3. They blocked the punt, but then Milroe gets sacked. They can only add a field goal, 7-6, Dave.
Dari's doing okay, probably eating his ice cream. You're my guy. That's Brandon Brown injured. So from the 41 on second down. Pass caught near side. That one goes to Dante Thornton, and he'll have it near midfield, and that'll move the chains. Gain of 8 for Tennessee.
Tennessee with these wide splits are making them align sideline to sideline.
Here goes Brew McCoy again, dancing around inside the 40. That's another Tennessee first down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 13. Milton looking, going toward the end zone. Batted away at the last minute.
I like the throw. When you look at the throw, he put some air under that ball, gave his receiver a chance to run underneath it and attack it. And so this is what we need to see from Joe Milton. Cam Alexander on the coverage.
Well, there aren't a whole lot of receivers at Tennessee. In this tempo, boy, you better be in shape. Really only played 6 guys at wide receiver this year for Tennessee. Milton, quick throw to the outside. Pass is caught there. Jacob Warren flipped up in the air. Loss of a yard on the play. Elliott Davison with a nice play, and everybody sprints back to their position.
You almost have to be a cross-country
runner to do this. I know.
A track guy who has some background in cross-country to play a receiver for this Tennessee Vols football team.
Third down and 11. Milton trying to run for it, and he'll be stopped at the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and here comes the kicking unit.
So great call by the offense, better execution by the defense in terms of getting off a block and being able to get him down because the box was light. With the motion to empty, there were no guys in the box.
Charles Campbell, the transfer from Indiana. His first year here at Tennessee will attempt a 52-yarder. He is 4 out of 4 this year. In his career, 39 out of 51 in Indiana, and this one will be no good. UTSA gets a stop.
Breathing some life into this UTSA football team. A little something going their way.
Well, we have 2 more games tonight. Number 25, Florida, hosting Charlotte, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, over on SEC Network Plus. And we cap the day with Mississippi State and South Carolina in our SEC Saturday night matchup. Both games available on the ESPN app, so you can watch them anywhere. Mississippi State, talk about a team trying to regroup after that beatdown they suffered last week to LSU.
Yeah, it's always tough. Like in this conference, when you lose that way, it's about getting back to work, understanding what you got to do, and then being able to make sure that you can fix the fixables, control the controllables, and play good football.
That handoff goes to Robert Henry. Let's go down to Taylor Davis.
Guys, we've talked about the key pieces missing for UTSA today. They are also still without right tackle Mekhi Hart, a guy that coaches say is their best offensive lineman. So a less experienced offensive line is having to play in a very tough environment. This is a sold-out Neyland Stadium. The noise meter got up to 105 decibels on their last possession. So I'm down here on the sideline watching guys trying to communicate. There's also speakers on the sideline. Definitely a tough environment, even for the most veteran offensive lines.
Well, Tennessee went through it last week. I thought the swamp provided an atmosphere that caused Tennessee some issues.
It can. When you operate in these environments where it's loud, you have to be able to focus. That's about discipline. You talk about it in practice, but when you get to game day, the atmosphere itself, if they're not focused, can take over.
3rd down and 8. Barnes splits out. They'll go underneath to the big boy. Cardenas with that reception picks up only 3. And here comes the UTSA punt team.
They're finding it hard to get any space down the field. Everything is sort of inside run. Let's attack the edges. The 1 of 5 on 3rd down, and now 1 of 6. So now they got to punt it away. This Tennessee offense.
That's the end of the first quarter. Timeout.
Well, Tennessee puts up a couple of touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Joe Milton's 10 of 12 for 80 yards, but he also has an 81-yard touchdown run. But another great weekend here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Weather has certainly cooperated. It is a gorgeous day. 14-0 Tennessee out in front of UTSA as we begin the second quarter. Roadrunners having to punt it away. Lucas Dean. And they'll fake it. Cardenas trying to run for it. And let's see where they'll spot it. It might be about a half a yard shy.
It looks short.
And a flag comes in, and this late flag, there may be some sort of personal foul against Tennessee. UTSA was kind of celebrating that was penalty was going to go against Tennessee.
Ruling on the field as the runner was short of the line to gain, which makes it 1st down for Tennessee. After the play, personal foul. Receiving team, Tennessee number 22. The 15-yard penalty be assessed. It'll be 1st and 10 for Tennessee.
Jeremiah Talander with a late push, I believe, after the play. But here is the fake punt. Well, there wasn't much there.
Sure wasn't. I mean, you talk about guys just jostling, but referees trying to keep this game in context.
When it's all said and done, Tennessee will have the football back at the 41-yard line. This offense has put up 190 yards in just 1 quarter Here comes some pressure. Little run blitz. Tennessee gashes it. Jabari Small down to the 20 and falls at the 18-yard line.
What a run.
40-yard pickup. No time to waste. Milton, little shoulder fake, stands in the pocket, over the middle. How about that two-play touchdown drive from Tennessee? 18 yards on the strike. Caleb Webb with the touchdown reception.
Tennessee striking fast. Poise in the pocket, great delivery of the football. They got this thing rolling now.
So again, Charles Campbell on the field for the point after. Joe Milton has been super sharp. The point after is up and good. This all started with a nice run from Jabari Small on the run blitz. He gashes it for 40 yards. And then Joe Milton caps it off with the touchdown. He's now 11 of 13 for 98 yards. Boy, this Tennessee offense is humming along. 248 yards now of offense, and they just had a two-play scoring drive that covered 43 yards in a hurry.
They're moving right now. They only have 2 third downs, which means when you don't have many third downs, that means in this offense, they're in rhythm. They found rhythm, they've caught rhythm, and now it's just about being the machine that Tennessee can be.
Let's go back to that touchdown, the 18-yard strike.
Well, I mean, if you look here, man, they run a hitch on the outside. Okay, and off the hitch, he runs an inside rail as they run the switch route. Okay, Joe Milton's able to sit, look outside, come back inside, and we'll see him go through the mechanics. Pumps on the hitch and go, gets the safety to bite. He's playing outside in. The corner is too late. Great throw, great read by Joe Milton, staying patient.
Griffin in at tailback. Pressure comes. Marburger dropped back at the 16-yard line.
Mama, there goes that man, Tyler Barron. Putting a running back on him, that's a tough matchup. He runs around the tackle, gets around Rocco Griffin, and the rest is sort of history. What he does is special. Speed off the edge. He's a player.
4th sack of the year for Tyler Barron. Inside handoff and nowhere to run. Boy, that hole was closing up in a hurry. That Tennessee front causing some real problems. Samari Thomas, the man they call Big O, closing that gap in a hurry.
They're 1 of 6 on 3rd down. They got a lot of yards to pick up. You don't want your quarterback to make a mistake here, so they're probably going to look to get half of it back, a quick spin, or maybe a quarterback run here.
A quick hitter to the outside and out to the 25-yard line. Long way to go for the first down. McEwen with that reception. The true freshman brought down by Amari Thomas, who's chasing the running back out of that backfield.
Justin Burke, the offensive coordinator, been for UTSA. I mean, he understands the predicament his quarterback's in, so he's just trying to put him in the best possible position to be able to let him have some success. Because right now, they've got to be able to block up front. They've got to block this front seven.
Lucas Dean, good clean snap. D. Williams Calls for a fair catch at the 40, and he will take it right there. And that's where Tennessee's offense will come back on the field. The quick strike, Big Orange offense with the football when we come back.
SEC Network Football is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Electric made extraordinary.
Boy, great look at downtown Knoxville on a gorgeous day. Tennessee leading 21-0. While we got a second, let's get it downstairs to TD.
Well, guys, we talked about Joe Milton's week coming off the Florida loss and how he handled it a little bit differently. I talked with the offensive coaching staff before the game. They also changed his film homework for the week. They said they typically send him home with packages on opponents' defensive schemes or his own mistakes from the week before. But this week, they had him choose another quarterback that he could see similarities in himself, but also learn from. He chose Cam Newton. The staff actually put together some Cam Newton highlights and added it into his film packages for the week. So ironic that the first score of the day is a Joe Milton run for a touchdown. Very Cam Newton-esque.
Yeah, no doubt. Same size as Cam Newton. First down and 10 will throw. Pass caught there by Squirrel White, hit immediately by 2 or 3 white jerseys. By the way, that Joe Milton 81-yard touchdown run you were just talking about tied the longest rush by a Tennessee quarterback. Hank Loricella went 58 yards, or excuse me, went 81 yards in 1950. I might have called that game.
You think so?
I mean, yeah.
Tennessee now finds himself in a long third down situation.
Four-man rush. Milton wide open near side, and boy, Squirrel White tried to stay in bounds. Just momentum carried him out, but a first down at the 48 of UTSA, and Tennessee running back to that line of scrimmage.
You saw soft cover 2 outside. I mean, it was just a quick out, and he's able to get the first down.
Milton going up top. Passes caught in the end zone. Ramel Keaton with a remarkable catch, 48 yards.
You got Nick Troy Fortune on the coverage. It's amazing. His ball looks different.
The illegal substitution, defense, 12 players on the field and snap. The penalty is
Nice job on the double move. But what you see is the acceleration, the ability to stack, and now being able to adjust to the football. But give Joe Milton credit. He put some air underneath that ball so his receiver could make the adjustment.
Kick on the way from Campbell is good. Bazooka Joe. He has let it fly today. A perfect spiral right into the hands of Ramel Keaton. Well, there's a lot of football left to be played here in Knoxville, but the way this has started, Josh Heupel has to be pleased with the way his club came out focused and ready to go, up over 300 yards of offense. And still 11 minutes left to play in the first half. Defensively, just 52 yards allowed by this Tennessee defense, and all told, Tennessee up 28-0. And this kick again sails through the end zone. Hey fans, be sure to scan the QR code to share your home gating experience for your chance to win a trip to the SEC Championship. Brought to you by Bush's Beans. Just found out their actual factory's not but 40-45 minutes from right here. Maybe they could send us an invite. Go see how that's all made. Pull the curtain back.
Pull the curtain back?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll rep you. Maybe you can get some NIL up
Maybe
there.
I get a little NIL. Why not? Yeah. Well, this UTSA team right now, not looking for NIL. They're just looking for some points. handoff goes to Robert Henry. Not much there. Remember last week, this offense for UTSA wasn't on the field very long at all. I don't know that I have seen a discrepancy this large. Army had the football for 44.5 minutes last week. Another handoff. But that allowed Army to run 83 plays. 65 of them were rushes. Meanwhile, UTSA ran just 49 plays. They like to be over 80 every game.
Every game. So we both understand that when you don't get the opportunities on offense, you can get out of rhythm. Your defense stays on the field, and that's never what you want as well. So, again, the quarterback change, some injuries, and for us, I mean, we understand the injuries. When you look at this UTSA football team, they're without their quarterback, their offensive tackle, their wide receiver, and when you are missing dynamic players like that, it changes what you do. Doesn't mean that the players that you have out there, aren't special or aren't good. It's just different in terms of how you operate.
Marburger facing an uphill battle now. By the way, Dominic Bailey walks off to the Tennessee injury tent. We will keep an eye on that for you. The redshirt junior defensive end. Marburger keeps it himself on first down, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Elijah Herring. Excuse me, Garland, the first one there.
Between that defensive front and really the backers, they're stopping or working to clog the inside run. And that's really where UTSA gets a chunk of what they do. I mean, they can get out on the perimeter, but they're an inside run team.
Little reverse. They have some blockers out. Boy, nice job on the end to trip that play up before it got cranked up. Willie McCoy, Kamal Haddon in there getting his nose dirty.
You see Kamal Haddon on the edges. I mean, that's what you have to do, man, as a corner. You got to be able to show up and tackle.
3rd down and 2. And a flag down. That's going to be a false start against UTSA.
False start. Offense. Everybody move with the center. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Self-inflicted injuries. You're trying to operate fast. When you get into 3rd and short, you want the opportunity to go fast, so maybe you can bust a run or hit a receiver in the flat. Self-inflicted wounds right now really slowing UTSA down.
Amari Thomas, Bryson Eason check into that defensive front for Tennessee on what is now a 3rd down and 7. UTSA just 2 of 8 on 3rd downs.
Strategy here, you got to be able to run crossers or be able to get the back out of the backfield here. They
will run it, but nowhere to go as Amari Thomas wraps him up in a hurry. Barnes nowhere to run.
This Tennessee rush defense is 37th in the country. You see big Amari Thomas at the point of attack. He's able to get on the edge, be physical at the point of attack, and his speed, is just dismantling right now UTSA's ability even to get him off the spot.
And remember, no Omar Norman Lott. He is suspended for the first half for Tennessee. And flags come out again. And another false start against UTSA. We'll back it up.
False start. Kicking team, number 25. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
For every step forward, UTSA is taking 2 steps backwards. He's got to calm down here, get into the flow, get something established. Flip this field on Tennessee and make them have to go the distance.
Get out of the way of this one as it sails out of bounds. Though we'll spot it. Let's see where they end up putting the football, but it's going to be at the 39-yard line for Joe Milton and this offense up 4 touchdowns here on the banks of the Tennessee River.
What's up, y'all? Coming up on the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report, we'll get you caught up on Ole Miss in Alabama and a boat racing out there in Oregon, in Colorado. What are you seeing at this one? Why are you laughing, Ben?
Man, well, hey, in this game, offense seems to be clicking on all cylinders. How about Joe Milton, first play of the game, 81-yard touchdown?
Tennessee, 4 touchdown drives, average 1 minute, 14 seconds. That's Josh Heupel offense right there. Dave?
Coach, our boy Peter Burns, UTSA guy.
UTSA guy, huh?
He played golf there, yeah.
Okay, PB.
Yeah. Over the middle, and that one is incomplete. They were trying to hit McAllen Castles. Just couldn't hang on to it.
Getting UTSA now in more match coverage across the board. They're playing quarters, and on that RPO, and there's really nobody there to help defend the slot. So get one-on-one matchups. Single safety coverage here.
Milt flushed out of that pocket, coming near side with it. He will throw it incomplete as he runs out of bounds. He was trying to work some magic with Keaton.
A little action down there on the sideline, man. You got Joe Milton, man, getting a little thirsty over there. Love it.
So Tennessee will have to punt it away. Jackson Ross heads out on the field. He'll stand about the 26-yard line. Back to return it. Josh Cephas, he'll stand at the 20. End over end kick. Fair catch called for by Cephas, and that is where UTSA will take over. And this is not the UTSA team that will show up when AAC begins. Play begins in a couple of weeks. The quarterback out. DeCorian Clark is out. Their NFL caliber wide receiver. Their right tackle is out. Then Rios is out. I mean, it's just hard to get in sync for this offense to go at the pace they want to go, especially in a game like this. You got to start managing the clock a little bit more, so you just can't put the pedal down and have 30-second possessions and get the football back.
A lot of new pieces, right? Anytime you have new pieces, the timing is off. So right now, man, they're just looking to find rhythm.
All right, there's just nothing happening between the guards for this run game. They'll go with Kevorian Barnes again.
We'll just continue to say it when you look at what this front seven can do. They get knocked back, they move the line of scrimmage, and right now Tennessee seems to have it going on all cylinders.
Pressure comes. Marburger will be. Well, that one is caught by the tight end. Cardenas, the big man, just found a football floating in the air.
You look at Tyree West, he just continues to be relentless getting to the quarterback. Ill-advised throw. They're lucky Tennessee did not get the ball.
Third down. Cardenas. He'll have the first down out over the 30, close to the 35-yard line.
Good offensive play call. They're running a little split zone action, and they're able to find Cardenas coming to the flat uncovered.
Well, he's had a knack for the clutch catch over his career for UTSA. Now with 58 career receptions. They will run it with Barnes. He is to the 39-yard line. Aaron Beasley there to make the tackle. Well, he is first in the SEC, second in the FBS with 7 TFLs coming into this game for Beasley, the former defensive back in high school. That one is intercepted at midfield. What a diving catch on the back end from Tamari and McDonald.
What a play. I mean, they're playing single safety defense. They're matched in the slot. And the referee didn't see the tug. So the defensive back here, what a great play. What an interception. But there was an early tug. We talked about this. You know, in our meeting with Tim Banks, it had to be about them, creating some turnovers. That's a nice job of being in man-to-man coverage and creating an opportunity. And generally when you get 1, 2, and 3 are just right around the corner. So turnovers generally come in numbers. Great job by the Tennessee defense getting off the field.
So 5:04 to go before halftime. Another chance for this Tennessee offense to find pay dirt from midfield. They will hand it off and go to Dylan Sampson. Another big run to the 10 and bumped out of bounds near the 6-yard line. A 44-yard pickup. First and goal from the 6. Milton to the end zone, high throw. Trying to hit Squirrel White off his fingertips.
Just missed. Again, off the RPO action, and they're able to get the backer to bite.
That'll slow things down for a moment. And now an injured UTSA defender, it looks like Danye Taylor. Well, you just can't get, when Tennessee's offense is on the field, you can't get hurt. The crowd gets all over you, man. They think you're slowing the game. You can blow your knee out, and they're still going to boo.
When we look at this long run, what happens here? There's guys at the first level. There's nobody at the second level. And when you have nobody at the second level, backs like Sampson will make you pay every time. I mean, that's a great run, but there's just nobody at the second level because they're committing everybody to the line of scrimmage.
So far, 354 yards of offense here in the first half for Tennessee. They had 302 yards of offense in the first half against Virginia in their opener. That was over in Nashville. Last year, they went over 400 yards twice in the first half. They did 442 against Tennessee Martin and then 416 against Akron. It's good to see Danye Taylor getting up under his own power. Oh boy, this offense is clicking here this afternoon.
It's humming.
Second and goal. They will hand it off to Dylan Sampson, and he's wrapped up there and got back to the line of scrimmage. So third and goal.
And that's what I'm talking about. They're really crowding the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're getting hats up there, and they want to make sure that they can stop the run, get the quarterback off the edge, but that leaves your receivers one-on-one. Light box.
Milton. He'll be dropped back at the 12-yard line in an awkward tackle. Let's hope he's okay. Boy, he's grabbing that left knee. You could just see when he went down that that knee was buckled. Matterson was the first one there for UTSA, but Milton.
He's up.
Oh boy, he reached for that right leg, and he will jog to the sideline. And boy, this place got quiet in a hurry.
UTSA committing everybody to the line of scrimmage, and so they're able to get quick penetration, but he's bent awkwardly, and so the ball's punched, it comes out, but when you look at the way he went down, it was not good.
So a 29-yard field goal attempt from Charles Campbell is on the way, and it is good. So they'll get 3 out of this, but all eyes right now on number 7. Boy, that just did not look good the way he went down, but he seems to be trying to walk it all off.
He looks mad, and that's what you want to see from your quarterback. Hey, he pops up on the sideline, you know, he's walking. I think for him, and he's in the right mindset. what happened there isn't what you want to happen, but you want to see your leader get up. He wants to get back in this ball game. He's got 3:21 on the clock, and he wants to make sure he can go down and lead his team into the end zone.
Of course, a lot of folks around here at some point want to see what Nico Maliava can do on the field. He's played a little bit. He's certainly highly touted 5-star. We talked a little bit with Coach Heupel yesterday about Nico and where he is. And he's like, hey, man, this is about Joe Milton. This is his team. We're riding with Joe.
Oh, no doubt.
Right.
When we left those meetings, I mean, there's no doubt. There's a clear distinction between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And right now, man, all these eggs are in that basket, that Joe Milton basket.
And there is, I mean, what's not to like? Joe's 14 and 19 for 156 and 2 touchdowns and has an 81-yard touchdown run. I don't know how, I mean, that's about as good as it can get right now. Sitting next to Nico there. Tennessee's lead is 31 with 3:21 to go before halftime.
This UTSA offense needs a spark.
Trying to set up a screen and nothing doing there. And
there's nowhere to go.
Henry got popped right in the back as the ball came to his feet.
You know, Tyler Barron with his 6th pressure of the day. He's just coming off the edge, getting up the field, and there's just nowhere to go.
And he has just been a one-man wrecking crew here in the first half. Henry will check back into the backfield, line up in that pistol formation. They will hand it off to Robert Henry, and he dances around for a couple of yards before he is dropped. And another 3rd down coming up. Aaron Beasley now with his 8th tackle here in the first half. He had 8 tackles last week against Florida.
Tennessee is doing a really good job of showing 4 across their quarters coverage and then rotating to a single safety defense, man, where they can get an 8th defender in the box to attack the run. That's why the running backs going side to side. Nowhere to go.
Little dump down to Henry. He's got a long way to go to get to the first down out of the 35-yard line, but he'll be stopped at the 32 by Elijah Herring, the sophomore out of Newton, Georgia.
You asked why did the quarterback take the check down there? Well, he took the check down because they showed quarters. They rolled us to single safety zone, okay, and the defense was playing top down. There was nowhere to go, so he took the check down in the running back, and now it's kill zone football for the defense. Guys converging to the football and getting it down. That's what we call kill zone. When the ball's thrown in front and everybody can converge in zone defense, gotta love the name kill zone, Dave.
Fair catch called for at the 25-yard line. So Joe Milton just came out of the tent. He's going to grab his helmet. I don't know if he's going to get on the field or not. He's running toward the team huddle right now. There is well, now they're telling Nico. Well, we'll see who runs out there. How about we just wait and see?
I thought I just saw it like in Joe's demeanor. You know, Joe looked like he wanted to go back out there. And I think, again, he's running on the field.
So Joe Milton will run out there, but this is what happened on his last snap. Just tackled in an awkward fashion.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. But here's the response.
So on 1st down and 10 from the 25. They will hand it off. That one will go to Jalen Wright. Jalen's had kind of a quiet day, just his 3rd carry. He'll have 11 yards on the ground on those 3 carries. Trey Moore with the tackle for UTSA. And you just know Tennessee probably just going to milk this clock and get to halftime up 31.
Well, I think what they're going to do is, man, they're going to see if they get a 1st down, and if they do, or getting close to the 50, but you're going to see it go hyper fast.
Keep it on the ground again. That'll be 3rd down and about 2 now. They'll line up quickly, although now Jalen Wright is slow to get up. That'll stop the clock at 1:06.
When you look at Jalen here, man, they pull the guard and the tight end. I mean, they're running power. He gets to the second level, but it's great contact. And it looks like he's going to the 10th.
Third down and a couple now. Jabari Small checks into the game at running back. They will hand it to him, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard, and now it's 4th down and a yard. And we got some pushing and shoving going on around the near hash mark.
You got a flag now.
There is no flag where the pushing and shoving was going on. It's on the other side of the field. Jabari Small's helmet comes off. He'll leave for a moment. See if this has something to do with maybe a face mask.
Half the play, personal foul, defense to face mask. The 15-yard penalty includes an automatic first down. Tennessee player who lost his helmet can remain in the game.
Wow, when you see the helmet come off, the helmet goes 10 yards.
Boy, you get a stop on 3rd down, you force a punting situation, and now you give Tennessee the football near midfield with a fresh set of downs.
With 40 seconds. That's enough time to get in field goal range.
Now, Josh Heupel on the near sideline, still trying to, I guess, get the clock situated. Clock will start on the snap. Milton. Boy, there was some miscommunication on the near side between the 2 receivers. It looked like Thornton and Keaton didn't know which route they were running.
Correct. It looked like it was supposed to be block, screen, and go. And there was just some miscommunication. Great job by Joe Milton just to throw it away, get out of the down.
Somebody didn't want to block. They just wanted to go.
I want the ball.
Right. So now 2nd down and 10, but only 6 seconds off the clock. Hand it off again to Sampson this time, and he's at the 49 and stopped there, gain of a couple. And now the clock continuing to run, 25, 24. Tennessee does have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Do they get the first down?
Going deep, has a man just off the fingertips in the corner of that end zone. Boy, they had a chance for Chaz Nimrod down there, but Milton just a tick too far.
I thought it hit his hands. When you watch it, just over the outstretched hands. So close.
They took the shot, but instead it'll be 4th down, and here comes that Tennessee punt unit. Milton's missed on his last 5 throws to end the half after starting 14 of 16. He's now 14 out of 21.
Little rugby punt.
Hit at the 5 and bounce into the end zone. And there will be 2 seconds to go before we head to intermission. And coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance by the Pride of the Southland on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that right now over on the ESPN app. So, Tennessee with 359 yards of offense. This Tennessee defense, for the most part, has been really solid as well. They've kept UTSA to just 100 yards, 39 on the ground, 61 through the air. But Joe Milton got this party started with that 81-yard touchdown run on the very first play from scrimmage for Tennessee. The Roadrunners will get the football first to start the second half. But it was all Tennessee, 31-0 here in the first half. And you see the number there, a perfect record under Josh Heupel when leading at halftime. We await the coach to meet up with Taylor Davis down in that end zone to get his thoughts. I would suspect he's probably pretty pleased with both ends of his team's performance here in the first half. And let's get it down to Taylor.
Thanks, guys. Well, Coach, that 81-yard rushing touchdown for Joe Milton to start it, how did that spark your offense?
Sparked our football team, started fast, love what the defense is doing, playing physical, controlling the line of scrimmage, applying pressure to the quarterback, gotten off the field on third downs. Offensively, good start, not very good at the end. We got to adjust to a couple of things and be more efficient there and finish the first half out. We got to get going here in the second half.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Yep, scored 31-0. Vols trying to rally from that loss last week. Our UTSA representative in the studio. Let's get it to him now. PB. Been just a great day of football here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee, the Volunteers at 2-1, trying to rebound from that tough loss to Florida last weekend. I think there were a lot of questions about, hey, can they tackle on the back end?
Right.
Can we be clean offensively?
Right.
Can we run the ball between the tackles? Overall, your first, I guess the first thing comes to your mind about that first half of football.
It looks like the reset process is in full motion. They've been able to get the timing of the offense down. They've tackled. They've taken the ball away on the back end. They've played solid in special teams and made very few mistakes when it comes to the penalties. So a clean first half for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, well, Joe Milton was a big story in that as he combines for 245 total yards. Of course, set the tempo of this game with an 81-yard touchdown run to get things started on the opening play from scrimmage. Now, Joe did get a little dinged up right before halftime. He came back out for that final possession, but certainly a scary moment for Tennessee fans. There he is trying to run. Make sure he is okay. We'll expect to see him in the third quarter, but let's get an update. Let's go downstairs to Taylor Davis.
Yeah, Dave, a few injury updates out of that first half for Tennessee. Running back Jalen Wright and defensive lineman Dominique Bailey are both ruled out for the second half. The school tells me both dealing with upper body injuries. Now, as for quarterback Joe Milton, like you said, he did come back out here, warm up. I'm told he is good to go for the second half, but he does have a brace that he is wearing on that left knee. Obviously was not wearing it in the first half. I've watched him on the sideline run up and down, definitely stretching out that left leg. A little bit of discomfort, but he is cleared to play in the second.
Well, a new quarterback, Taylor, for UTSA here to start the third quarter, and it's a name you might be familiar with, Owen McCowan. We'll get the show started here. The redshirt freshman out of Rusk, Texas, transferred in from Colorado.
I've heard that name. That's Josh's son.
Exactly. The famous McCown quarterback family.
Yes.
Boy, big hit there on Rocco Griffin. You can hear the pads popping up here. That one was Roman Harrison getting in on the action.
It's been fun to watch Roman evolve. When you look at his game and he plays, I mean, like their boundary end. I mean, he drops in pass coverage at times, but he's still got to be able to hold the point there, able to hold the point, hold the edge, and make a strong tackle at the point of attack.
So Owen McCown looking at a 3rd down and 2. And we'll run it near side on a little tap pass. We'll get it over the 35 by about a half a yard. Good enough for the first down. Harrison hitting Devin McEwen.
A little trickery on the edge. They're able to outflank, get crack blocks to be able to control the edge.
Rocco Griffin finding a little bit of a hole. You know Rocco, played for you.
I know Rocco. Hey, Rocco out of Georgia. Rocco is one of the smartest athletes, man, I've ever had a chance to be around. He's fluent in Spanish, extremely bright. Had him as a young player, and just glad to see him doing well for UTSA.
Boy, wide open, nice throw there. Josh Cephas with the reception. That'll be down to the Tennessee 40-yard line, a 21-yard pickup.
It's quick tempo, and again, you saw that for Florida last week. It was the ability to get to a flood route to the boundary, and he's able to find Cephas as they sort of bust coverage on the back end.
Oh, Rock hit that hole in a hurry, but Beasley met him right there. They went nose to nose. Beasley with another stop. That is 9 of those. Listen to this collision.
Woo! Beasley coming with that smoke. Gotta love it.
Second down. Boy, that thing was a mess, but it turns out to be a reception by Robert Henry. Came up with the football.
It looks like they were doing that on purpose. I gotta see this again, but when you look out there, it looks like he's looking to flip it. What a heads-up play. Little trickeration by UTSA.
If that's what he meant to do, that is amazing.
I'm just saying, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, man, he obviously lateral it backwards, and Henry was there.
Okay, watch the wheel to the boundary. I mean, you've got an unbalanced look. Rushing out of it, wheel it back.
Count. He will slide down right around the 30-yard line. That'll be good enough for the first down.
You got a defensive player down. It looks like Wesley Walker for Tennessee.
He will be a little frustrated too, walking to the near sideline. Walker, I guess it looked like maybe some friendly fire came in there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he got stepped on right there. It's never good when you get those 10 spikes going into your ankle.
That was Omar Norman Lott who stepped on him, the young man who's been sitting there for the first half watching football, but because of his suspension, but back on the field now.
That's a lot of weight at 301. Oof. Heavy load coming down on you.
The count is 4 out of 4 for 33 yards to start this opening drive for UTSA. On a fresh set of downs, he'll try to keep it alive here, and he does so. That pass is caught on the far sideline by Josh Cephas. So the left-hander who transferred in from Colorado, played 4 games as a true freshman for the Buffaloes last year, had 3 starts.
That's generally a Frank Harris special. I mean, we saw Frank do that a lot in terms of being able to roll to his right, okay, throw with his left. They're in FIB or 4x1 to the boundary.
They'll go empty here. McCown trying to find a little bit of room to run, but that pocket collapses. That'll be a loss of 3 on the play. Omar Norman Lott making the play.
Okay, Tennessee saw this play like last week, but I mean, when you look at the pressure up front, look at Lott. He's able to go to the long arm, get on the edge, and make quick work. Nice tackle for loss.
Second down and 13. Houston Thomas, the tight end in motion, sets up on the right side of that formation. Now comes back to block for Robert Henry, who's driving the pile.
They're able to get close to half of it back, finding themselves in a third down situation. On the day being 5 of 13 on third down. This Tennessee defense has been able to stand up all day. We get an empty formation, which generally leads you to believe that they're going to be man-free across the board. Single safety.
McCowan.
Quick screen.
It's Cephas with it. He'll take it inside the 10. That'll be a first down for UTSA. It'll be first and goal. About a 7-yard pickup on that throw. Elijah Herring with his 5th tackle brings him down.
It's a good play call, man. They're able to run a quick screen. They're able to get in their guard and tackle out. Those bigs out on the perimeter and get enough room in the alley for them to pick up a first down.
McCown 6 of 6, 52 yards.
A little confusion.
They're trying to throw it back to McCown, and that one didn't work. That one was snuffed out by Tyler Barron, who had a read on McCowan, and McDonald able to get the sack in the backfield.
Yeah, they caught him. You'll look here, man, they caught him, okay, man, in zone defense. So when they got an edge player sitting outside, there's nowhere to go. Good team defense by Tennessee.
So now it's 2nd down and goal, but the ball is all the way back to the 17-yard line. Trying to set up a middle screen. Down to the 5, down to the 3-yard line goes Robert Henry. Well done by UTSA. What an opening drive by the Roadrunners.
What a great play.
Yeah.
They went to a 3-man game up front defensively, and Tyler Barron just barely missed a tackle. Great run by Robert Henry.
But it's 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Here's the chess match.
2 tight ends in the game. Robert Henry is at running back. To the corner of the end zone, has a man, touchdown. A flag is down. There may be a pick called on this one.
It was, man. They ran what we call Raven, which was the pick wheel combination off of it. And it was an obvious pick.
Cephas made the catch. They're talking about it now.
As you look at it on the replay, he comes down. You know what? He put his hands out.
Yep, yeah.
And when you put your hands out, they're going to call pick.
There is no foul.
Okay.
The result is a touchdown.
Generally on plays like that, it doesn't go the offense's way.
Tell you what, though, how about the job by Owen McCowan? Comes into this game, starts the 3rd quarter, goes 8 of 8, 69 yards, and leads him down for the touchdown.
UTSA showing some resiliency here early in the 2nd half.
That'll make his quarterback father and 2 quarterback uncles very happy.
They should be excited.
So the young man whose father Josh was a 3rd-round pick, had an 18-year NFL career. His uncle Luke also had a big NFL career. Touchdown, UTSA. Oh, what a start for that young man. Comes out of the tunnel to start the 2nd half and gets the football and just goes 8 for 8, 69 yards. Of course, transferred in from Colorado last year. But hey, this team's doing better than what Colorado is right now. They're down 42-0 to Oregon.
Wow. Didn't expect that. Knew it would be tough, but didn't expect that.
Hey, Florida State won today. That kickoff taken by Dean Williams, and he will be out of bounds at the 28. 31-7 our score. Here comes Joe Milton. There is a flag on the field back at the 20-yard line.
During the return, holding return team number 25. 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of foul. It'll be 1st down.
Well, on 1st down, Tennessee has been really, really good. They have averaged 17.8 yards per play on 1st down today. And that was one of the areas we were talking about that they haven't been. I mean, they were really good, elite last year on 1st down.
Elite, led the country. You know, with 7.9 right now, 53rd in the FBS. But after today,
they might be one again.
Yeah, we'll see what that number looks like.
All right, we'll see how Joe Milton handles that brace on that left knee. Squirrel White goes in motion. That'll put 3 receivers to that side. And they try to get it over there, and that one is deflected in the air by Rashad Wisdom and out of bounds.
Well, they've run this play several times, and you know, defensively, the more you see it,
forward pass, 2nd down.
the more you can cheat. So obviously here,
they'll run it on 2nd down. They'll give it to Jabari Small. Again, there will be no, we got the report from Taylor Davis that there will be no Jalen Wright here in the 2nd half. An upper body injury is what we were told. So you will see the combination of Jabari Small, Dylan Sampson, and maybe a couple of those freshmen as well get some work today.
Tennessee 2 of 7 so far on 3rd down.
bringing some heat on Milton. Stands in the pocket, has time, has one-on-one coverage, and that one is underthrown, and no flag. It'll be incomplete.
You know what? They definitely could have challenged that a little bit. It looks like he goes up, and the defender runs into him blindly without making a play on the ball. Had Caleb Webb running wide open and free down the field.
Well, the crowd certainly thought there might have been some interference, but instead it's a punting situation now for Tennessee. Jackson Ross from the end zone, end over end kick that will take a favorable Tennessee bounce.
What a punt.
It'll be spotted back at the 34-yard line. So UTSA scored on their opening possession of the third quarter. They'll have the football again when we come back. Well, what a drive to start things off in the second half for Owen McCown. You see a look at Owen with his parents, Natalie and Josh. Of course, Josh played 18 years as a quarterback in the NFL, went to SMU and Sam Houston State, was drafted in the third round. And his other uncle, Randy McCown, was a quarterback at Texas A&M. And of course, Luke was a quarterback at Louisiana Tech, and he had a lengthy NFL career as well. And all three of the McCown brothers were coached by Jeff Traylor at Jacksonville High School in Texas.
That's amazing. You know, to have that type of, you know, registry or sort of correlation between three brothers.
Well, you saw he got, once he knew the McCowns were done at quarterback at his high school, he left. He's like, you guys were great, but I'm moving on now. Nice run there from Kevorian Barnes, gain of 10.
They got a little juice to them now. You look at UTSA, and, you know, it's 2 consecutive positive plays. One quick slant, then they come back with Kevorian Barnes on the inside zone.
That'll be Barnes again inside the 45. Tennessee just not as sharp. And I guess you go into the locker room leading 31-0. The mindset probably not as crisp or as sharp as you would like as when it started.
They definitely don't look as sharp right now. And they come with a little bit of pressure.
Pass caught there. Tyke Ogle-Kellogg breaks free. Young man coming back to Tennessee with the catch and the touchdown.
What a catch and finish.
Out of Alcoa High School, about 20 minutes from here, coming back to the area and comes up with a 43-yard touchdown reception.
You got to look at this now. When you saw a great throw right here by McCown. Look at the pressure in his face. He gets hit, and now it's just about the missed tackle and run after the catch.
Boy, what a thrill for Tyke Ogle-Kellogg there to come up with that touchdown. You know, he was waiting to make a play here in Neyland Stadium. A fifth-year senior.
Being back home, probably in front of, 20 or 30 of his folks here at this ball game, that's a thrill.
But the numbers for Owen McCown.
Ruling of touchdown in the previous play is under video review.
They're going to see if he did sneak into the end zone or not. Regardless, McCown's numbers, 10 of 10, 119. All right, let's see. Does he stay in bounds before he hits that pylon? And
he's in.
It looks like that. It's hard to see where the ball is at that point, but it looks like his feet were in bounds.
Well, you look at the lead leg. The lead leg and the ball looks.
Yeah, I think
looks like they crossed the pylon.
Yeah, I think he's in.
We got a clear view here. Yes.
Yeah, I think his feet. I think it's. There's nothing there to tell me that that wasn't a touchdown. Definitively tell me that wasn't a touchdown.
Man, we got the pylon cam.
Yeah.
The trail leg gets swiped, but the lead leg is down in the end zone.
And the ball is certainly across, I would think, across the plane. Well, I got to tell you, though, I just, what Owen McCowan's doing is nothing short of spectacular.
This is like video game like.
Yeah.
And I'm not a video
After
game.
video review, the ruling on the failed stands, touchdown.
Well, just like that, it's now 31-13, pending this extra point. It's 5:16 to go here in the third quarter. Chase Allen, the transfer from Alabama, with the point after is up and good. So a 31-14 game, 2 touchdown drives on 2 possessions here in the third quarter for the Roadrunners.
Go, David Mace.
Hey, Dari, good to hear your voice. You had a lengthy lunch break. Threw me off. PB was in the studio. Dari can't do that to me. But it's glad to have you back, buddy. 31-14. 5:16 to go here in the third quarter. Joe gonna have to get it cranked up. It's been a long time since he completed a pass. You got to go back to the 12:27 mark of the second quarter since his last completion, as the kick sails into the end zone. Hey, read and react every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network. Cole Kubelik and Roman Harper host to take a look back at the biggest college football plays, players, and games from this weekend. Well, we mentioned Joe Milton, 0 for his last 7. Started 14 of 16, and this offense a little bit stuck in the mud. What's going through Josh Heupel's mind right now?
He's thinking, let's get back to the middle. Let's go right back to the reset process of just being able to be in the moment, not hurt ourselves, and let's get this thing going one play at a time. That's all it takes.
Now he's telling his guys to pick up the pace a little bit. Milton stands in the pocket, hit as he throws over the middle, and that one's a little bit behind Squirrel White. Boy, he was open down the middle of the field, and the ball just not in the right spot to make a play.
And Joe Milton wants that one back. He knew when he threw it. So you see him here, man, he looks, but man, he knew when that ball was thrown, he needed to bring him to the opposite hash.
That was 6 for sure. If Squirrel White could have made the catch. They'll stay on the ground, and not much doing there. About a yard or 2 for Jabari Small. Cyrus Simon making the tackle, and now it's 3rd down and long for Tennessee. 3rd and 9.
Tennessee's 2 of 8 on 3rd down, and I'd be surprised if we don't see pressure from UTSA.
Looks like some movement, maybe on the left side of that line for Tennessee.
False start, offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You look at this defense, they can. Yeah, I mean, you see a small flinch there.
There is a look at Cooper Mays. Have not seen him yet. Ollie Lane having to run center while Mays is out with an injury. Here's Milton.
3-man rush, 8-man drop.
Dumps it off underneath. It's McCallan Castles. And I don't think he got enough for the first down. They're going to.
I think he did.
Oh, he did. They're going to spot it right on the 35. I mean, right on it. So they'll move the chains. 1st and 10. Milton, boy, has time. Airs it out. Can anybody run under it? No. Again, trying to hit Squirrel White. That time, Kelechi Nwachukwu back there, stride for stride.
He's got a strong arm. I mean, you watch this. I mean, that ball sails maybe 6 or 7 yards long, but earlier, man, you saw touch and a little more air under those balls. If he puts a little more air under it, Squirrel can run underneath it. And I'm sure for him, he's just gauging it.
Christian Clayton, the injured player, back in a moment. has certainly been a tale of two halves. UTSA just couldn't move the football in that first half, just 98 yards and nothing on the scoreboard. The second half, 2 possessions, 14 points. Tennessee not going anywhere with the football right now. They're looking at a 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Milton will play fake, going down the middle again, trying to hit Keaton, and is that intercepted? UTSA says they have the football. There will be a discussion, but Cam Alexander jumping around like he knows he stole one.
And Tennessee's got a player down.
Really on the field is an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down. Officials timeout.
Keaton still on the ground at the end of this play. And yeah, that ball is definitely.
Yeah, but that ball hit the ground, moved around.
Hey, give Cam Alexander a lot of credit. Boy, he got up like there was no doubt he had the interception.
Great acting. That's what you tell him. Make a play on the ball.
Boy, Keaton laying it out for his quarterback and his team, though, trying to make that catch.
That's a really impressive play, again, by Cam. When you look at his ability to play through the arm and get that ball out, that may have been a catch.
Remember, late in that second quarter, got tackled awkwardly, came up limping a bit. And you see the numbers since he kind of limped off the field. I wouldn't say it was a big limp, but you could definitely tell that something wasn't right with Joe Milton.
Right. And give him credit, man. He's come back, but it just seems to be a little off, and we don't know whether or not it's playing in the brace and how that affects you as a quarterback, or just not being able to sync up. But
one thing, as we watch Ramel Keaton be attended to down there, Tennessee has 6 wide receivers that they really run into rotation. They don't have really any depth at that position, and for as fast as they want to go, they even told us last week, or this week in our meetings, they've got to practice a little differently because you can't just have these guys go 100 miles an hour for 9-10 practice periods.
Yeah, and you look at this last play here, when you watch him come down, like, to me, it probably looks like he lands on the ball, and so, he probably gets the wind knocked out of him. That's what it looks like. I don't mean to speculate, but a lot of times when you land on the ball, that's not a good feeling.
3rd down and 10. Milton, pressure comes, hit as he throws, and that one's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Castles. Trey Moore able to get to the quarterback, disrupt the play, and here comes the Tennessee punt team.
Right now, they're having trouble on that right side, at left tackle, and Trey Moore coming off that edge. He's finding some action over there.
Jackson Ross to punt it away. Fair catch called for by Cephas. He'll field it just outside the 20-yard line. On the flip side of the quarterback story, this guy has come in and been perfect.
He's been able to sit back and be surgical with his throws. He's hit open windows. He's found the opportunity to get the ball up and down. And just his ability to stay in the pocket and deliver the football has given this UTSA football team some life.
Doesn't get any better than that.
10-10.
Robert Henry in at running back. He will try to bounce it to the outside, and nice job by him. That was going to go for no gain or even a loss, but he picks up 5. Jalen McCullough on the tackle.
They're getting back to tempo, but you're starting to see Tennessee move a little slow.
keeps it. Dodges one orange jersey, can't get another one. Aaron Beasley was there, but McCowan, he will lose whatever they gained on the prior play. So now it looks like 3rd down and 10 coming up.
To give Beasley credit, being active as he is, he blew that play up and caused the quarterback then to be able to not be able to get upfield and take a tackle for loss.
UTSA 7 of 15 on 3rd downs today. 4-man rush. McCowan throws. Trying to hit Cephas and a little bit shy of his target.
Again, man, you look at the pressure. And Tyler Barron's just coming off that edge. Extremely hard to stop that dude when he goes to the long arm.
He has been, I mean, that's 2, 4, 5 pressures today. He's got a sack.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes 34 seconds. The game clock will start on the snap. 2, 3, 4.
Hey Dave, is this the first drive of the second half? Is this the first drive that Tennessee's gotten off the field defensively?
Yes, this is it. They had UTSA had a 7+ minute drive to start the 3rd quarter that resulted in a touchdown. Chewed up most of the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Lucas Dean to punt it away to D. Williams, and that one will hit near the 31-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Taylor Davis.
Well, guys, Joe Milton just gathered the entire offensive side of the ball down here on the sideline, had all of them in a huddle with him in the middle. Josh Heupel jumped in as well. A lot of words, a lot of jumping up and down, yelling, encouraging these guys to return to the energy that they started the game with. Now, obviously, we'll have to see it executed on the field, but it goes back to that leadership piece we talked about early. They need Joe Milton to be that guy.
And Milton will take the reins on this possession. Joe Milton now 15 of 28 for 170, a couple of touchdowns. That's a 54% completion rate for Joe today. They will hand it off to Dylan Sampson, and he'll be bottled up for a gain of 5. Again, no Jalen Wright here in the second half, banged up in that first half. Tennessee going quick, coming near side. Catch is made there by Caleb Webb. And that'll be good enough for a Tennessee first down.
They're getting into their mode. They're going fast. We talked about the reset, consistency from play to play. That's what Tennessee's got to function in.
They actually back it up. It's inside the sticks. 3rd and really short now for Tennessee. They need to get it out over the 44, and I think they'll have enough.
The spot looks like they have enough.
And the chains will move. First down and 10. Joe Evans, Brandon Brown, middle of that UTSA defensive line, making the stop. Run again. Big hole off the right side, but an outstanding tackle on the outside. Hanging on to the shoe is Rashad Wisdom. Boy, that could have been a big play for Tennessee in the run game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the block by the left tackle, Walker Beatty.
Gerald Mincy, who was demoted to just special teams last week against Florida. And they're at left tackle right now for the Volunteers. Played a couple of special teams play, but had a little issue off the field. He's back wearing his jersey now. He's in there for John Campbell, the transfer from Miami. He's in his first year at Tennessee. The senior is not on the field right now. Hasn't been there the last couple of possessions. Oh, a little shovel pass underneath. That one is to Dylan Sampson, running hard and flipped up at the 30-yard line.
And what a play. A little change in their arsenal. Ability been to get it inside. Here we go. It's a nice job of just being able to run something a little different, give them a different look. Great blocks inside. Nice job getting to the second level. Good physical run. Seeing a little more cadence and rhythm to this Tennessee offense on this drive.
Tennessee will let this clock wind down, and they'll head to the fourth quarter. Leading by 17. They led by 31 at the break. 15 more minutes of football
That's
coming
the
up
end
from
of the third
Knoxville
quarter.
right after this.
Timeout.
8-0. Aquí viene Marburg otra vez con la formación de escopeta, con la pelota, con tiempo de línea ofensiva. La lanza por apá. ¡Interceptada! ¡Dame la pelota! ¡Casi! Aquí casi creo que veo el regalito de Navidad, señoras y señores. Dame la pelota, que esta es mía.
Great stuff. For the first time ever, Tennessee having a Spanish radio broadcast. Carlos Lopez handling the play-by-play, assisted by VFL and former All-SEC and NFL place kicker Fuad Revez. Getting the job done. Brian Rice, my good buddy with the Vol Network and the Sports Animal 99.1 has helped coordinating that broadcast. They have done a great job. It's awesome to hear the excitement. There's some excitement for Tennessee. Dante Thornton inside the 10. It'll be first and goal.
What a dart. You got that thing in there now. Player down for UTSA.
Two of them. One in the backfield, and one down on the 5-yard. Actually, three of them, and one on the near side at the 10. Avery Morris was down on the tackle, 25. He pops up. They have a big lineman. I can't get a number back at the 30-yard line. Still getting worked on. Speaking of Fuad Revez, this is the longest field goal in Tennessee history. Down on the flats of Georgia Tech.
The previous players under video review.
60-yarder. Boy, he was something else now.
Wow, man, that looked like a 4-iron.
Now he gets to call a Tennessee game up in the booth from the Spanish network.
That was impressive.
You thought for a second that was me, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
I took Spanish in like 11th grade. Very fluent. This play is under review currently, as you just told. They're trying to check to see where the runner was down. Ball sits at the 7-yard line right now. Dante Thornton made the catch. He had to go get that football. And was he down back there?
After review, the receiver's knee was down when he completed the pass at the 16-yard line. It'll be first down Tennessee at the 16.
So that'll push it back 9 yards.
As you can see here on the catch,
Lefty.
it's barely down by a blade of grass.
Alabama just took down Ole Miss 24-10.
Hard-fought contest.
Thornton goes in motion. They'll run it off the right side with Jabari Small, and he gets it back to that 7-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the carry.
That's a great block by Gerald Mincy. Being able to get out and around on that edge.
Second and short. Run it again. Jabari Small will have the first down at the 5-yard line. So it'll be first and goal now for Tennessee.
Trey Moore on the tackle. Tennessee going fast. Substitution here. Looks like 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends.
right side. He's down to the 2-yard line.
UTSA loading the blocks, playing cover 0. Mano on Imano outside.
Quick snap, Small cuts it back, trying to get to that goal line. He'll be stopped at the 1. Griffin coming up to make the play for UTSA. So it'll be 3rd and goal.
See, when you go 0 coverage across the board, now then there's a hat for a hat in there. So they're trying to account for possibly the QB pull or zone read off the edge to be able to have a hat for a hat.
Jabari Small stays in the game at running back. Hand it off to Small again, and he just powers his way in for a touchdown. His first one of the 2023 season with a senior out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Lined up and ran a little 2-back downhill, old school football. They line up here, that's just lead. That ball comes downhill. It's good push up front by the offensive line. Great lead block. That's a nice drive by Tennessee in response to what's happened here in the second half. Getting back to the middle, gaining a little momentum.
Point after up and good. Well, to stop whatever momentum UTSA had. It's now 38-14. Tennessee out in front here in the 4th quarter. Market Square. What a great area in downtown Knoxville. A lot of restaurants, a lot of fun. Was out hanging around there last night. Good times here in Knoxville as the Vols lead at 38-14 right now over UTSA. Well, that was a nice 12-play, 66-yard touchdown drive by Tennessee. A long drive, scoring drive by Tennessee, 4:40. Usually they're around 2.5 minutes for a scoring drive.
Yeah, NASCAR.
That kickoff will sail into the end zone. Now, for 10 years, ESPN has supported the College Football Playoff Foundation, bringing the college football community together during Extra Yard for Teachers Week to celebrate and honor great teachers. Since its inception, the CFP Foundation has recognized over 500,000 educators. For more, follow CFP Extra Yard. There's Tim Bakes, the defensive coordinator in that Tennessee coach's box, and we were talking to him yesterday, and what a great story. His mother was an educator, taught preschool and elementary school, and unfortunately she passed away a year ago, but he was telling us the lessons that she taught her kids, and she never taught them in a classroom, but yet she was the biggest influence, the biggest teacher in their lives, and he was just going on and on. It was great to see his face and his eyes light up talking about his mother and the importance of their upbringing.
Absolutely. He said his mom was his first teacher, and obviously, I mean, that goes without saying, but like for him, you can tell that she had a lasting impact. Him and his siblings still talk about it now.
It was funny when I asked him, so did she teach you in elementary school? And he was like, oh no. He did not need that. He got enough of it at home.
Yeah.
His mother taught in the inner city of Detroit, had opportunities to go teach elsewhere, but she felt like she could make the impact in the inner city of Detroit. Here's McCown on 3rd down, and that one hits Barnes, but he stumbles around the 29-yard line and well shy the line to gain, which is out at the 35. So here comes that UTSA punt team.
Yeah, Davis, we were talking about it yesterday. I mean, it was just great to hear, him talk about, really how those lessons have really helped him as a coach. I mean, he's a teacher himself. Yeah. Different classroom, different setting, but, some of the monikers and some of the things that he uses, to teach and evaluate go back to some of the things he learned as a young man.
Here is Lucas Dean. Right, man, you got to figure out how kids learn, right? I mean, even as a coach, right?
You do.
Got to push the right buttons. Well, that's a good kick there by Dean. That'll sail out of bounds around the 30-yard line, maybe inside of that. We'll see where Tennessee gets it when we come back. 10:50 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Welcome back inside Neyland Stadium in what has truly been a tale of two halves. But guys, it's also been a tale of some Tennessee injuries. I have been working nonstop down here on the sideline to try and get some updates. We told you at halftime, Jalen Wright and Dominique Bailey would be ruled out for the second half. You can now add Ramel Keaton, John Campbell, and Aaron Beasley is considered questionable for the remainder of this game. And guys, whether it's to close this one out or South Carolina up next, they have to be careful with guys like these, and they're taking all the precautions accordingly.
Yeah, well, those starting to add up a little bit, and you just hope it's nothing serious for those guys. But Tennessee keeping it on the ground. Dylan Sampson across midfield and out of bounds, just outside the 40-yard line. Boy, nice.
That was
vision.
a nice run.
Yeah.
But you look at the block on the perimeter, you know, up top, just staying with the block, being able to finish.
Again, here goes Sampson. This one will go for 6. The Dylan Sampson drive, the touchdown went 41 yards. His second touchdown of the day. That is 5 touchdowns on the year now for Dylan Sampson, who just chewed up 70 yards in 2 plays by himself in 33 seconds. Point after is up and good. Dylan Sampson making it look easy. 45-14 Vols. 45-14, 10-17 to go in the contest. Dylan Sampson with a career-high 139 on the ground, 70 of it on that last drive. 2 rushes, 70 yards.
Tell you what, he's been impressive to watch today.
And again, no Jalen Wright here in the second half. Coaches were talking to us about trying to get more guys in the game last week against Florida, but just kind of got away from them. They relied on Wright. But after this, you might see a little bit more Dylan Sampson.
As you should. When you look here, it's inside zone, but look at the footwork. Nice skip jump. He comes back, and now, man, he just does the electric slide, and the rest is the boogaloo to the end zone. You know, you get a chance to see an explosive runner and Dylan Sampson get in the open field, and he's got speed, got a little bit of wiggle, too.
Just an electric slide and boogaloo in the same sentence. I love that. Love it.
Bringing out dances these days.
Here's McCown. He will dump it off to Rocco Griffin. He'll be out of bounds around the 32-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. Don't forget, Mississippi State, South Carolina coming up at 7:30. About 30 minutes from right now. Well, those are 2 teams certainly desperate for a win tonight. They'll be laying it on the line. South Carolina coming here next Saturday.
That'll be a good game. That'll be a good game right here in Neyland Stadium.
Well, Tennessee, a little revenge after South Carolina put up 63 on them last year in Columbia. That'll leave a mark, as they say.
Oh, absolutely. That scars you now.
Here is Rocco Griffin. Helmet comes flying off.
When you look at this UTSA team, you know, when they continue to, you know, work their offense and do what they do, but after this game, as they get into conference play, they're going to be tough.
You and I were just talking about Auburn's loss today. As McCowan under pressure, and he will scramble for the first down out over the 46-yard line. But Auburn loses on the road today. And we were talking about how tough a loss that was for them, in the sense that when you think what they have coming up, Auburn's got Georgia next week, then they have an off week, and they're at LSU and then host Ole Miss. That is some kind of month coming up for the Auburn Tigers.
That's a lot of smoke.
McCown. Oh, pass caught. Another helmet comes flying off. Taylor, I'm pretty sure as an Auburn grad, you've looked at that schedule, huh, for Auburn?
You know,
I didn't want to bring that up. Yeah, I did. I take that back. Yeah, I did want to bring that up.
absolutely. I mean, I was eager to get in on this conversation, you know.
Yeah.
Look, it's tough sledding. It's tough every year, but this year in particular, wow. I mean, truly a gauntlet, you know.
Yeah, it is like that. I mean, there's 3 or 4 teams that have a month right in the middle where it is just brutal competition.
All gas, no brakes.
Yep. Dump it off underneath on first down to Rocco Griffin. We were at A&M last week, and we left there, and there is no doubt that A&M has got the talent to compete, especially the way the West is played out right now.
Yes.
They're not out of the question to win an SEC West.
Not at all.
Intercepted. McCown just throws it up in the air. Warren Burrell with the pick. And he'll be out of bounds near midfield.
We talk about turnovers, right? Turnovers come in bunches. Okay, and you look at James Pierce. He's been disruptive today. He's been able to, you know, sort of make his presence felt out there on the football field. And then we look at sometimes just being Johnny on the spot. What we say defensively, sometimes if you're just doing your job, the ball just hits you in the face.
McCown got slapped to the turf, then got up and made the play. And you hear the cheers. Nico Iamaleava getting some work here in the fourth quarter. Nico, the 6'6", 206-pound freshman out of Long Beach, California. That one is right off the hands of Dante Thornton. Boy, watching him warm up today, he can really, really spin it. But you went back and watched some of his early action, and the game's still coming to him at this level.
It's still moving fast. You know, we watched him playing this first game of the season, and when you looked at him, tell you what, you see the athleticism, you see the arm talent. It's just about getting these types of reps so that the game can slow down for him and he can be effective for what he does. True talent.
Iamaleava, of course, one of 5 five-star quarterbacks in last year's 2023 class. Came with so much hype, recognition. A lot of it had to do with the NIL situation.
It did.
But that's all part of it now.
It is. Representation.
4-man rush. Iamaleava will throw it. Flags are down in that Tennessee backfield. Looks like right in the area of holding.
And you see what the fan base is excited about next year. You know, as you look at Nico and his ability to extend the play, move outside the pocket, and be able to deliver a dime. He's going to be good.
Holding, offense, number 73. The penalty is declined. Result of the play leads us to fourth down.
Ryan Grant getting some work here in the fourth quarter. Called for that holding penalty, and that'll bring out the Tennessee punt team. 6:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. So maybe another opportunity for a possession for Iamaleava. Jackson Ross. An over end kick. Cephas, fair catch called for at the 8-yard line. So that is where UTSA will have the football. Well, Well, now it's time for kind of a big deal. Well, this is actually a really big deal, brought to you by Old Trapper, and this was the first play of the game. Trying to get Joe Milton to run maybe a little bit more, pick up a few first downs. So how about the first play of the game? He picks up a touchdown, 81 yards.
Man, you got to love it. I mean, Joe Milton's in his bag, first play of the game. Going 81 to the house.
Got off to a great start in the first quarter and a half. Was just everything was in sync. The tempo was great. Tennessee just putting up points, and then kind of got a little bit stuck offensively there in the third quarter, but finishes up 18 of 31, 209, also 89 yards on the ground with 3 total touchdowns. There is Joe. Of course, got a little nicked up. It looks like he will be fine. Got tackled awkwardly back in that second quarter, but continued on. UTSA down 45-14, 6:51 to go. Owen McCown in at quarterback. Will throw here, and that one is read and snuffed out nicely by this Tennessee defense. So, your thoughts on Joe Milton and his day today moving forward? What did you see, like, dislike?
I thought it started well for Joe Milton, and then from there, what you saw is this team rallied around him. They caught rhythm, and even when it got slow, you know, he went down with the injury.
Offside. Defense, number 31, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
You still saw him come back with great energy to lead his football team. I think we saw a different Joe Milton today, and that bodes well for this team in the future.
He's got some kind of arm. Geez, watching him sling it is, I mean, I've seen it 60 times, but it's still impressive every time.
It's impressive now.
I know.
To be that big with that strong a cannon.
Second down and 5. They will hand it off to Henry, and he is wrapped up by 4 or 5 orange jerseys. Caleb Perry, the first one there.
They're really working hard to control the line of scrimmage. Population to the football.
Quick hitter over the middle. Pass is caught. Devin McEwen, the true freshman out of Jacksonville High School in Texas.
That scene was big, man. They caught him in 3 deep zone, but he was able to hit the slant fast, and he's able to split the middle for about a gain of 20.
McCown comes near side. Another catch made there by McEwen. He's out over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play.
Nice pitch and catch outside. What I'll say about Tennessee is that they're doing a better job of getting the ball redirected where it's supposed to go. It goes back inside, and now, man, you see the population of defenders getting to the ball. Good tackling teams pursue the ball. Five-man pressure.
He'll be dropped. Lost the football for a moment, got it back, but dropped for a sack. That'll be a loss of 7 on the play.
That was nice to see. They got into a 5-man front, man. They come with the inside game with 5-man pressure. Turnover.
Real on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes, 16 seconds. 4-1-6.
So Tennessee looks like they're going to have the football.
Again, but you see him with the inside game. Ball's out.
It looked like McCown initially it looked like he got it back.
I thought he got it back.
But then it kind of spits out the side. Boy, Tennessee's defense today, 4 sacks. They've had 8 pressures. They've had 7 tackles for loss and only 3 missed tackles.
And 3 turnovers. We talked about turnovers coming in bunches.
Well, they needed them. They got them today with 3. Nico Iamaleava talked about coming out of Long Beach, California with so much height. An unbelievable volleyball player as well, by the way.
Unreal.
There's his family in attendance. A chance to watch Nico play a few minutes here this afternoon, or this evening now. Out in Long Beach, it's still in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, still early.
3.5 minutes to go. They will hand it off to Khalifa Keith. Let's go down to Taylor.
Well, guys, I've been paying attention to Nico's role down here on the sidelines the entire game, and he has been by the side of Joe Milton whenever he can be. He's like a sponge, asking questions, really inferring about game situations, and Joe's been very communicative with him as well. And when I talked to Joe this week, he said, look, I had the benefit of learning under a guy like Hendon Hooker, and I know how important it is to have that person you can go to while you're learning and getting used to this new place and new level of ball. These two really do have a working relationship already.
Well, Nico just gets dropped in the backfield. So Milton's like, hey, you can't do that to Nico.
It looked like a nasty face mask down there. Whoa. As you take a look.
Ooh, there was.
Yeah.
And that's what Joe Milton was throwing his arms up in the air about. How do you miss that one?
Like a drive-by face mask.
And there's some movement and flags down all over the place.
Defensive offsides.
False start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I thought I saw those guys jump. There was a reason.
Well, listen, there were 6 guys moving. It's hard. You just missed the one guy that they called it on. But yeah, there was movement all over the place. But need to reevaluate or reiterate this, that in our meetings with Josh Heupel yesterday, we were talking about the quarterback and Joe Milton and Nico as well, and he made it really clear that he is riding with number 7. And the fans,
till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no question about who the quarterback of this Tennessee Volunteer team is. And
there'll be a time for Nico. It's just
coming.
not right now.
Right.
End over end kick. That'll be down at the 5-yard line. Hey, with that, let's get an update from Dari. What's going on, buddy?
Well, you know, Dave, we're just setting you up for our prime time game. Mississippi State, South Carolina. Of course, both teams coming off of losses last week, trying to avoid the 0-2 hole to start SEC play. That is prime time. Hopefully it goes better than this afternoon did for prime time, guys.
All right, Dari, that's coming up just a little bit. Mississippi State at 2-1, South Carolina at 1-2. Both those teams 0-1 in the league. Mississippi State's making their first trip to South Carolina since 2013. Handoff. Will Rogers, quarterback for Mississippi State, who's put up some electrifying numbers in his career. Coming off his worst game, though, as a collegiate quarterback, when he went 11 for 28 for 103 yards, no TDs, was sacked 4 times when Mississippi State lost to LSU last weekend. They got to clean that up.
They have to clean that up. You can't play well in this conference with those numbers.
Big run to Corey and Clark. Oh, excuse me, Barnes on that. JT not playing today. Looked like 1. It's 4, not 1. And an injured Tennessee player down on that attempted tackle.
Hey, Dave, let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, what?
Okay, we look up, okay, we're in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, big place.
You've done this on camera 43 times here for the University of Tennessee?
Peter Burns said that earlier today when he threw it to us. I had no idea anybody even took notes of this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. That's a great crew. You know what I love best about it? Look at the last guy down there. My pops did it 19 times when he was calling SEC games from 1984 through 1990, 91, something like that with TBS. And my spotter, Kim Anderson, who's right here, did those games with my dad back in the early 80s. Actually worked with my dad back in the 70s calling Atlanta Falcons football games, spotted for him. It's been...
That's incredible.
2,800 games my man spotted for, and many of those right here with me. So, yeah, man, I feel good about it. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, Dave, we are so lucky to work with you. And look, we've got Coach Derek Mason who walks into these meetings and is greeted accordingly. But, Dave, you are a staple in the SEC landscape. It's impressive. 43 games here. That is no small feat. So, congratulations, man. We're lucky to work with you.
I guess the key is just not cussing on the air.
43, man, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's been a great ride, man. It's just year 26 or something like that for me. It's been crazy.
Hey, man, you like my man Jay-Z in his prime. You just getting better, baby.
I don't know about that.
You're just getting better.
Hey, I'm just working for the per diem. He's working for the meals. I mean, for the millions. Yeah, jeez, yeah. Anyway, it's been a great ride. It's hopefully going to continue for a few more years anyway. That's good news to see him up and moving around. Well, this is one of those things with the 1:21 on the clock. You just, both coaches, let's just get out of here and not lose any more bodies. Kudos to this fan base, man. These people love their football. I know you coached here. You know about this group.
Man, I got to talk to you when we get a chance about this fan base.
I'm sure you got some stories.
Man, this fan base is incredible. I mean, it really is, and it goes back. For me, I didn't understand what a rivalry was, man, until I came to, UT. And this orange and white made you understand quickly. They don't like you. They're mad because you showed up.
Right. Handoff off the left side. That goes to Barnes.
To talk about this fan base, though, I mean, I give this fan base a ton of respect. When you look at, what they've done in terms of supporting this team, I mean, it's funny to say, but like to me, they believe Peyton Manning invented football. This fan base here is rabid about their players, their team.
There's a flag that came out.
And so, kudos to this fan base. They'll cheer you to the truck.
Number 33.
It's cool.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
Well, I think that goes across the board in the SEC. That's what makes this league what it is the passion from those that show up, 100,000 strong again here today.
Yes.
It's that way across the board, no matter where you go. It's a special place. You've coached a lot of different leagues, been around and seen things, but I got to imagine that there ain't anything like this.
There's nothing like this. Yeah. There's nothing like this. And like for me, being on the east side of the SEC,
right.
Between Georgia and Tennessee, these fan bases are different.
Yeah.
Truly different.
This might be the last play of the game. Another handoff. And that probably do it as the clock goes under 10 seconds. Tennessee will pick up the win here. They'll go to 3-1, a day where they put up 512 yards of offense. UTSA came out in the second half, played a little better offensively, something to hang their hats on. Joe Milton with an 81-yard touchdown run to start the day on the first play from scrimmage. But at the end of the day, Tennessee wins it 45-14. And for the most part today, it looked as though Tennessee cleaned up some of those things they were looking to tackling on the back end, and the penalties up front. So good day to be involved. They win it 45-14. Up next is South Carolina right here in Neyland Stadium. next Saturday night. So for my partners, Derek Mason, Taylor Davis down on the sidelines, I'm Dave Neal saying so long, everybody. Time to get you to the studio and Dari Nokop.